Okay, so then the next thing here is something that's kind of unexpected. So I mentioned earlier that we have Exorcist Believer, so the sequel to the Exorcist movies that came out in the 70s. So we have the creators or the filmmakers who made the Halloween reboot, or I guess it is kind of like a sequel reboot in a way. Those filmmakers are also doing The Exorcist. So The Exorcist, and I mentioned this before many times on my channel, The Exorcist is my favorite horror movie of all time. I think it's the scariest movie of all time, and I'm going based on when I first saw the movie, which I was a child. And I also mentioned this last time that if you watch The Exorcist now, or maybe you're like a Gen Zer, someone who's been exposed to other horror movies before this Exorcist movie that came out in the 70s, and you watch it now, then you may not think it's that scary. It is what it is, but it did kind of lead or open all these doors for all these other horror movies, and especially all those Exorcist movies that have been out for the last decades or so or whatever. So I still contend that the first Exorcist movie from 1973 with Ellen Burstyn, she's actually returning to this, is the best horror movie ever. So we'll just leave it at that for now. Anyways, so Exorcist Believer scheduled to come out October 13th. And again, I mentioned this last week because I did a fall 2023 movie preview. So The Exorcist Believers was scheduled to come out October 13th. And so something happened regarding that, because we have Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour. Now, all of you Taylor Swift fans, I don't know if if I'm pronouncing that correctly, or if I'm supposed to pronounce it differently. So we have this theatrical release that's coming out the same day as Exorcist Believer. So the concert, I don't know if this is based on just one particular concert, or they recorded several of them based on the name, the Eras Tour. I'm assuming it's probably multiple ones. It's gonna come out in theaters. I never even heard that they were gonna do this at all. It was kind of like a last minute thing. At least I didn't know about it at all. They're dropping it in theaters on October 13th, and it's already breaking some records, some crazy records, which I'll go into in just a bit here. But what I found specifically interesting is that that's the same day that The Exorcist Believer comes out. Most people seem to be more interested in Taylor Swift based on those record sales that I saw. But this is what Jason Blum. So he actually tweeted this. Look what you made me do. The Exorcist Believer moves to October 6, 2023.
Fuck this.
So that's pretty much what Jason Blumhouse did.
Look at this. Father, think of the child.
So he got out of there. He was not going to compete with Taylor Swift. So I'm going to go into and look at the numbers here. I'm going to go into a news article in just a bit here to show you some of those crazy numbers that we're getting with this Taylor Swift Eras Tour. This is from Variety. So we have here Taylor Swift Eras Tour film earns a record-breaking $26 million in pre-sales at AMC theaters. That's a lot, especially for, it's just a lot in general. Let me continue reading here. It says, her Eras Tour concert, a film, which opens theatrically on October 13th, has already earned a massive $26 million in pre-sale tickets at AMC theaters, which is what I just mentioned. It set a single-day ticket sale record for AMC, besting the benchmark previously held by Spider-Man No Way Home, which made $16.9 million, less than 3 hours after tickets went on sale. And according to the cinema chain, this figure is only for pre-sales at AMC. So it's not even talking about the other theaters like Cinemark and any other chain. So it says here, the figure is only for pre-sales at AMC, meaning the actual number of tickets sold is much higher. AMC is the world's biggest theater chain and the film's official distributor, but the Eras Tour concert film is also playing at rival circuits like Regal and Cinemark, as well as independent locations. So who knows how many ticket sales overall they've already had or already sold? How many tickets they already sold for this? Fandango says pre-sales rank among blockbusters like Avengers Endgame, Star Wars The Force Awakens, and Spider-Man No Way Home at similar points in their sales cycle. So that's kind of crazy. I would never expect this at all. I wouldn't expect Taylor Swift concert's theatrical release. Like, I know she's huge as far as popularity. She's a big star. Throughout the summer, I've been reading things like Taylor Swift is single-handedly helping the economy of local cities whenever she's in town. You know, the hotels, restaurants. She is changing things financially for whatever town she is doing a concert in. And now people who didn't get a chance, or even people who probably already watched it live, they bought tickets to watch Taylor Swift The Eras Tour in theaters on October 13th. So I don't think, and I could be wrong about this, I don't necessarily think that the demographic who like Taylor Swift were going to rush to go see The Exorcist Believer. But Jason Blum was scared enough. He was scared enough that, yeah, he was not gonna deal with that. Not that kind of competition. So, smart guy. So now, Exorcist Believer is coming out on October 6th, so a week earlier. So yeah. So that's the interesting news that we got.